The Letter Thief. Story by D.W. Shumway. Pictures by Mark C. Collins. The letter thief giveth, and the letter thief taketh away. Christmas morning, and the letter thief was in a giving mood. 3 letters he brought, and the trouble ensued. I woke in the dark and reached for the lamp. But how do you light up your room with a clamp? I opened my dresser and looked for some pants. But wouldn't you know it, they'd all become plants. So I went to the kitchen to sit at the table, which now had turned into a smelly old stable. I shouted out loud, "Begone!" I demanded. But a thief's not the type to just leave empty-handed. There he is! I saw him just as he fled, shamelessly stealing 3 letters in red. To think up a plan, I sat in the chair, but found myself parked on a pile of hair. Tears I did cry, and with rage did I shake. Some comfort I needed, so I reached for the cake. To get to the cake, I would take off the foil. But who wants a pastry that's covered in oil? To add to my anger, I noticed my tears had covered the floor in a pile of ears. Days passed. Was he finished? Was he done? Was it time to say, "Phew"? Oh no, he came back with the old switcheroo. With the holidays over, we had hoped we could rest, but he made an appearance on my birthday no less. Aunt Agnes had cooked us a big, juicy roast, which sadly turned into a burnt piece of toast. When I blew out the candles and made up my wish, I opened my eyes and was thumped by a fish. Then strange things happened. Our sofa turned to soda, my bike became a tyke, and the doormat became a real doorman named Mike. Which wasn't so bad, we all did agree, till he held out his hand and demanded his fee. Pens became hens, and switches became witches, and my mom's new milk stockings left the thief all in stitches. Ha 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 ha! Then my father said, "Everyone out of the house!" He thought it would surely turn into a mouse. Outside was no better. Rocks became socks, and trees became threes, and the birds never came because they wouldn't eat weeds. Our pears became bears, Dad's axe became an ox, and here was my baby brother playing in a handbox. With all these new changes, there wasn't much sport. Bats became rats, and pucks became ducks, and the hoop became poop on our basketball court. And then he came for my friends. Ronnie and Ollie came over to play, but they went home Connie and Molly that day. Yes, they turned into girls, but at least they were human. My old pal Ross became a rose that was bloomin'. Then Dan became a fan, and Bob became a box, and Jack became a sack overflowing with rocks. But the worst was when my best friend Ming Wong Rawl turned into a ping-pong ball. Transforming my friends is a terrible deed. I said, "This is too much." Even Michael agreed. I needed those letters. I wanted my friends. I wanted my sofa and table and pens. I sobbed. I wailed. I cried for my mum. Then somebody said, "Quit being so glum. Your letters I have. I'll change everything back.
Just give me some time. They're all in my sack. So relax, he said. This game's far from over.
And he carelessly hurled it over his shoulder. A little too carelessly hurled, I thought, when a letter bounced into our gardening plot. A letter from one of our rocks, I knew. An R, once red, now glowing bright blue. "Wait!" I yelled, and he braked, and he stopped. Then he turned, and he stared at the letter he'd dropped.
Come, give it back, little boy. Don't be foolish. Bring it to me, or I'll have to be cruelish.
I looked at his face. I looked at his scar. I tried to think what I could do with this R. I looked at his fingers. I looked at his clothes. I looked up and down from his head to his toes. And then I beheld them, shiny and black. I dove to the ground and made my attack. I ripped off the B, I slapped on the R, and then I jumped back when I heard a great roar.
Help me, I'm stuck in these roots. Give me that letter, give me my boots.
But I kept that B and I grabbed the sack and using the letters changed everything back. We got back our sofa, I got back my bike. We snubbed the old doormat and chose to keep Mike. With all back to normal, my work almost through, I remembered the one thing that we had to do. My friends all around me and I as the chief, we talked about what we should do with the thief. Punish him. Banish him. Make him eat liver.
Take all his clothing and then watch him shiver.
But something surprised us before we decided. What made us all jump? A noise from outside did. We looked out the window, but in the front lawn, what a great shock! The thief, he was gone. No sign of a struggle, no sign of the roots, just some very large footprints and a gaggle of coots. And then we all heard it, a voice loud and clear. "I'll be back," it said, and we trembled with fear. The end.